Chapter 3: The Sum of Its Parts.
Project won't get done at all. Yeah, exactly. So I've got two people that are actually interested in the project on board before I bought it.
Nick's job is to make everybody else enthusiastic about it, so they do it for him.
Approach, Nick. Alright, Dad. What's holding the bottom? Does it need
Got
to
them two tabs that are on the bulkhead. If you go up a bit more with the cab.
just lift the fucking...
Oh, it's lifting now.
Lift the...
The whole screen's coming. There you go. Watch out. We're going to do it now.
Come on.
Yeah, you're free.
Alarm.
You're free. Is your wiper motor unplugged?
Yeah, I want that last bit.
Nice. It's the first big bit
It's
off.
fucking heavy.
Aircon's on.
Where are you going with it?
I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead. Go down here.
Oh, look at that. Open air cab.
I know, yeah. I think the road test's going to be with a roof on.
Yeah. That looks so cool.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Esarco al fresco.
Yeah. Give it that.
It's cool. You've got like a little, balcony above.
Cool, isn't it?
Sunshade. Yeah. So, what's the plan? Roof off and then
Gonna lay it back on that.
King's span.
No way it'll get back together.
that is a very useful thing about this.
Just that rubber's being stiff.
Yeah, what about this?
Area. Got it.
Move on.
That's gone.
Is that the bottom of the radiator that's come off?
You want the other bit?
Yeah, about 10 minutes off.
That bit.
Yeah. GoPro's recording on the pedal.
Yeah, be right. Right, the backs.
I want that.
Lift that back corner a bit more. There you go.
Hang on. Right now, mate. Right. That's it.
That's convertible.
It just rotating and me going, fuck.
This seat a bit more forward.
No. Maybe for really short squaddies in the 1980s, but not now. Just getting more open.
Oh, they're nice, they are.
Oh, yeah.
Couple of days to like show guys choices.
Yeah. That's it, yeah. Mills you would have fed it you.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I had one.
That's how I got onto it.
Where did I have
Probably with me.
It's coming off first egg.
It's the vacuum pipe to booster. It's up over here and under the dash. I'll just pull it back through and tight behind the fans. Just out the
I
way.
don't know why that goes round then.
I'm not entirely sure myself, but it's in the way.
That's not an excessively long pipe. Like a modern day vehicle, if you turn it off, you get at least 2 pumps of the pedal
Oh yeah.
on the vacuum, sometimes 3.
If you haven't stopped by then, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You don't stop by then, you're in the land rover.
Well, if you're trying to stop, you're not going to be letting the pedal off, are you? Oh, we'll go for another pump.
Look like it's held in by out. Looks like it's just slotted down. So then you get this handbrake off.
I bet there is a fucking bolt in it. That should be
Is that off now?
free and easy. Looks like a well calculated angle.
Yeah. That was sussed out by a man with a tape measure at some point.
That one as well.
Yeah. It works well. So we have power steering off, fuel lines off. What else has come off? Vacuum line. Sam, what are you doing right now?
Earth strap.
Earth strap. What else is holding this thing in? That's about it.
On the back there.
Oh, it's actually got a decent earth strap on it, or half decent anyway.
Yeah, it's alright, Nick. It just wants one from the battery straight to the engine, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Straight to the bell housing.
and some nice thick cables.
Just go on straight to the starter.
And then she'll be ready to lift out in a minute.
Engine mounts.
Engine mounts.
You two will have it.
Did you manage that end?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, ready? Get it chest height.
Then what?
That's a long drivetrain.
There's going to be time fit on that bed.
Yeah.
Big cameras before you get to I've got time to go.
Let's see how strong Dave's table is now. Yeah. What?
Oh, I'm leaving that there. Just so it settles out.
Still get the gantry out if we need to lift the arse end up and pull the axles out.
That's a fucking hell of a thing.
That is a hell of a lump of lots of bits of Land Rover bolted together.
It is a loosely assembled, like collection of Land Rover parts flying in close formation.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Good job,
I'm
chaps.
so glad we managed to get that out so quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the 2 hours stated to swap a pack in the
I like how all of us are just avoiding looking at the chassis.
I'll look at it tomorrow. I want a good night's sleep first. I don't want any nightmares.
Sam's getting in
We're
there.
in!
He's too keen.
You can easily look how much room for activities you've got now. Oh god.
Straight from the lump.
No mercy.
Sounds a bit thin.
Bit thin. That's alright.
That's the
Solid.
one that was on
What? Make a joke and do a band.
That's it then. The bit where it's cut out sturdy.
It's going to have dents all the way down your chassis.
And then plates where there isn't any plates.
There's a bit.
That's where the engine mount is down there. The rust is really crumbly a bit.
Just make sure there's some there left as a template.
Yeah.
That's going to be a thumbnail shot, I think.
Right, how many holes is this? God, what's he done?
It's just a bit thin, isn't it? Oh.
What's that?
Bumps. Oh, that sounded hollow.
It's Enquiries doing that.
No, it's moving quite a lot.
Well, that is the bit that was wobbling around when we were steering, so
Oh, why is
wouldn't
there
surprise
a
me.
fuck-off dent there?
I think it was the same at the other end where the relay is. The bottom plate is rotted out.
Not as bad as it acts.
Yeah, it sounds like there is something there still to weld to. Oh, it's got steering wheel.
It's there. It's the other side.
Well, the outside of the chassis
Wheel
rail.
side.
It's like a channel right down the middle, and either side the channel's gone. Like it's two pieces of box, like that. Back to back.
That's how they're made, isn't it? There's a weld seam along the bottom.
Yeah. And
That's
that,
how land roofs are made, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know what this is made like, but
it was like it goes an inch up, that piece of them down the middle.
This steering's interesting because I thought there'd be another relay here, but it looks like they've taken the bottom shaft of the gearbox.
It goes full length, doesn't it?
And extended it.
So the question is, where is it leaking from?
I'm guessing wherever the seal is, here. Until we get the bottom plates off, we won't know, will we?
Yeah,
These bottom plates will probably be tomorrow's job.
Yeah.
You do that.
Yeah. Before a ton of sand comes out, will it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting it to be a bit like this.
I was expecting the odd hole. I wasn't expecting like the underside to be missing when the steering wheel is.
Yeah. I'm pleasantly surprised by like how much of the box section is like actually okay and salvageable.
Yeah, I thought there'd be more. I think I was thinking more it would be like overall worse condition but less big holes.
Yeah.
Whereas we've got reasonable condition overall, but then huge gigantic holes.
Yeah.
So it's the same amount of work in my head either way.
Yeah. So the next bit we wanted to disassemble was the steering system. There's a complex system of rods and relays which enable the rearmost axle to countersteer. So when you turn the wheel, it goes down the main column, out of the main steering box, across the front of the chassis to a drop arm, through another short rod which feeds a relay which then feeds the front axle, back along a very long rod to a further relay at the back of the truck, and then finally down a final drag link to the rear axle. This is an amazingly convoluted path for the steering to take, and it helps explain why these were a bit of a handful on the road.
Got the gas, son.
Hang on a minute. Just get these out the chassis first.
I've all back in them, so I'm just trying to get the fuel for that.
Snap. Got like a 50% snap chance so far.
I'm going to leave that one there till we cut the nozzles off.
Grinder's got no balls.
It doesn't, has it? It just stalls.
Ooh,
That was a big nut there, with a bearing full of sand.
lovely. That's a big old tray full of mud and sand. Just watching Sam excavating
Oh,
the
there's a grease
steering.
nipple there.
Wow.
Look at that there.
You put it on the bottom behind the guard.
That's what I say, it needs a hole in it.
It's like steering box archaeology.
Here we have.
Yeah.
Well, that's a spot.
Come here.
Nose bearing.
There.
Nice. That's just like a
Big pillar block bearing.
house bearing.
Oh,
What was that?
Fucking Nick with his static fingers.
Such excite.
oh, thank you. Getting nutted.
She's now doorless.
It's ready, it's beach ready.
Yeah.
Now we need a couple of beach towels.
I was going to say beach mate.
I want a drivetrain and a chassis.
Oh, no, we don't need that.
That one's a straight line, isn't it?
Yeah, nearly. This is like pit stop now.
On the F1 teams.
Is it going to suddenly drop and then go splosh?
No, there's interior ones.
That's right then.
And then it'll drop and go splash.
It's already tripping.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Are we going to be safe here?
Yeah, I'm behind you.
As long as the steering box doesn't go with it.
Seems like there's something holding it on at the back, down here.
Yeah. Copy.
Oh, there's two more here.
Oh! Oh! Oh, God.
Oh.
That's
Poor
awful.
steering box.
Sam's decided it's time to get the hot spanner out. It's alright. I've got my hazards on. Maybe
I
not.
don't think that's meant to undo.
No. Alright. Fair. Is all the bearing just coming out?
On this side, it doesn't look like there's a great deal holding it on the shaft.
No.
There's a big fucking gap.
I know, yeah. It's not nowhere near the middle of the bearing, is it?
Vibrating anymore, but it's not saying it. Come it went then. I felt horrible. Yeah. Sounded horrible. You have to turn that half a flat, that socket.
Right, you've gone again. What the fuck is it stuck on?
God knows, man.
This is, or was, the steering extension shaft and tube nut that fought us so hard. The tube nuts had seized solid inside the shaft, which had basically become packed with mud and sand. The original 3-bolt steering box has definitely seen better days, and it was leaking profusely in the truck. It will need to be rebuilt before it goes back in again. The next thing we wanted to do was get the floor plates on the load bed area removed, as they're either totally dished in or rotted out. So we gave Sam the grinder, strapped a GoPro to his head, and let him have at it.
Solid that bit.
This is going to be episode 2 of Steg Smashes.
The Morocco files continue.
Yeah. Right, so VM 3.6 turbo diesel, straight 6, LT85 transmission, LT230, torque tube, LT230. What do we reckon?
450 kilo.
450, Sam?
480.
480, Ash?
550.
550. I'm going to go 500. We'll see.
Approximately
602 kilos.
Yeah.
No wonder the springs went up a bit.
Yeah.
Next, it was time for the axles to come off. As Sam was obviously on a roll, we stuck the camera back on him and set him off again.
free length of 385mm.
Yeah. Probably a bit sagged, but
Yeah, most likely.
quite short though.
Yeah, that's about 390, so about the same. 15.15mm.
Yep.
Yeah, just over 15mm coil diameter.
Fucking hell. How's it?
What?
That's come out of there.
Yeah.
Thought it'd be seized in bush. Yeah. With the wheels off, you can manage to get the 3/4" ratchet right inside. Let's get the radius arm bolts off. Makes life a whole lot easier.
Moving. You roll this one, Stick. Should be coming out now. Nice. Nice.
I've got a handle on this side.
This chassis is tilting a bit. Nice.
Roll yours back a bit. So.
1 down, 3 to go.
Then.
Whacked it into something, then just carried on.
Yeah.
Shows you how strong those brackets are, though.
That's that standard density European edge, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah. Maybe a standard density European car.
Standard density European.
Might want to come down. Come down. Yeah. With the Esarco now bereft of its drivetrain and axles, the true extent of the damage to its creaking skeleton could be seen. Although large sections of her chassis rails had remained intact, the outriggers and superstructure had suffered terribly. Next time on Stranger Landies, we begin planning the rebuild using 3D scanning technology to capture the Esarco's steelwork in minute detail. But we do have a plan to try and save as much as we can of the original chassis, because that's quite an important part of this project, isn't it? To try and
Trying to preserve history rather than recreate it as such.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and join us next time on Stranger Landies.